Today we're meeting with Annette Whipple again. We've already spoken with her before, but we're going to meet with her again because she's really just been writing up a storm. Um, I think the last time we talked about Who Knew, which is a nonfiction children's book. Is this for a middle grade?
It really depends on who you ask. I targeted it for elementary up, like kind of upper elementary, so that the
Yeah,
middle grade is
but I
accurate, kind
mean,
of that 8 to 10.
but even little kids that you're reading like a picture book would enjoy this, even if you just made
Yes.
your own words up.
A lot of families have said that their preschoolers do love it.
Uh-huh.
And my recommendation when reading it to younger children is to read a page spread or two at a time. These are question and answer format so that it really lends itself really well
Right.
to reading just little portions.
And the next one you did was
Was
Scurry.
Wolf actually?
Was it?
Yes.
It was what?
Wolf, the truth
Oh,
about
the dog
dogs.
one. So the dog one I'm missing. I'm sorry. But this was the third one then.
Yes.
Scurry, which I love this back cover. And all of our covers open up into posters, which is really, really cool. And then Ribbit about frogs. And now we have this new one, which is about kitties. And
Yes.
the kitty book, and I don't remember if all of them have a different cover or if it's just this one. But inside,
They
this is a
we
different kitty.
it started with Scurry, the truth about spiders, when we did two covers. So the hard covers have that have two covers so that you take off one and you can see the other.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But the paperbacks and the hardcovers, the paperback matches the hardcover jacket, if
Okay.
people are curious about that.
Yeah. Now, it'll answer questions. I mean, you don't have to. Anybody who likes to read nonfiction, anything you like, what do you need to know about cats? I mean, everything's in here. There's stuff about whiskers and their purpose. There's do cats need people? Sometimes you wonder. And then why do mother kittens carry their babies by their neck? That answers that question and some more. This is about the whiskers again. And every one of these little pages has this little cartoon part down here, which is a little conversation with a kitty and lots of little fun puns.
Yes.
You must have had fun thinking of those. Why are kitties scared? Sometimes. Are they jittery or what is their problem? Why do cats hunt? And there's a lot of neat things there. Why do how do they land on their paws all the time? Like even from really high up.
Yes.
So
it's amazing what they do.
And then this is an interesting little spread here. I did not know that because they're descended from desert African type cats, that's why their urine is so concentrated and smelly. Of course, they think it's just leaving their mark.
Yep.
And then sometimes cats act weird ways, so we want to know.
Yes.
About
I wrote it from personal experience a lot there. I mean, lots of research too, but I've got some kitties that do some things.
Like what?
Well, mainly, so the one cat, she scratches up our walls big time. And she doesn't, she likes the wood as well, like the trim, but anywhere there is a corner of the sheetrock, she digs in deep. She also no longer is allowed to sleep on the second floor with the family because she likes to scratch at night. But when she's scratching at night, she's not digging deeply. She's just scratching a little bit, just enough to wake us up and keep us awake for a long time. And it doesn't matter if you close doors, she's going to scratch at them. Yeah.
How do you keep her off the second floor? Do you have a?
Well, we keep her in the basement. We put her in the basement, and the cat box is downstairs in the basement. And we put them in at night, and as soon as the first person is up, they let the kitties out. So they're fine
I
for
bet
the
you
night.
everybody who has a cat has a story. I bet.
I think so.
Oh, there was a spread a minute ago about communication and how they
Yes.
communicate. And then this one's about how they show that they care.
Yep. And our kitty named Soka is very, she kind of holds back, and we always thought, oh, you know, she was a foster kitty, and we thought that she just didn't connect with us and that sort of thing. But during my research, I found out that she really does care. She just doesn't show that she does in the same way that others do. So it just, they're all different.
Yeah. And then in the end, you've got a whole lot of little things that you wouldn't ever really think about. There's different cat patterns, different kinds of kitties. Then there's these feeling facts like this. Normally look like
Extra toes.
Some cats that are called polydactyl. Well, that's a big word for elementary. Yep. But even if you were doing reading this aloud to a younger child, you could just say, well, some of them have lots of toes. How many toes? You could even use counting.
Absolutely.
They've got stuff about their tongue, stuff about why you should spay and neuter them. Look at that. I bet that was fun doing that. And then they're either right or left pawed.
Yep.
So you
So
can.
I had to include a STEM activity in there.
There's an activity to see if your cat is right or left pawed. And then there's a glossary. And then this is Annette with her kitty.
Yep, that one's Kiwi.
Kiwi. So you have Soko and Kiwi. So, and I've already shown about the poster on my posts and things, but I guess
You want me to show that off?
I haven't yet. I mean, I told about it. I said something about it, but it's so big. This is the inside cover. And then when you open it up even more, whoops. So then you have this big poster, which, you know.
Yeah, I love that Raycraft includes the full-size posters.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, some of them include, you know, more scientific information. But for cats, we went in a different direction. We included cat sayings, and just, you know, it's just fun. And I can see that poster being up on a kid's bedroom wall or in a classroom, and just something to make you think a little bit more about cats.
Yeah. I think even before I even knew what was in that poster, I used the cat's meow for your to promote your book. I think I said something like, it's the cat's meow before I even knew it was in there.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So that was really fun. And now you're working on your next book.
I am.
About sharks. Do you have a title yet for it?
A working title.
Uh-huh.
Nothing's definite, but right now we're calling it Chomp the Truth About Sharks.
Okay. Yeah.
So
sounds good. I was wondering about that. What would I put with that? I don't know.
and it's this fine line between, you know, they're known for their teeth. That is accurate. But I also don't want to do the scare factor, like the scurry book.
No.
I wanted I said I don't want the cover to be frightening. That was important to me. We wanted to maybe pique curiosity, maybe draw the reader in, and maybe just let them wait, what is that? And because you don't see the legs, I think it does that very well. And so I don't know what the cover will look like for the shark book, but I am definitely anticipating that book quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have another idea for another one after that, but you're not sure what all that's going to include.
Well, I have a contract for a book about lizards for the Truth About series. However, we don't yet know if it's going to be lizards in general or if it's going to be a tighter focus, because there are so many different really incredible kinds of lizards.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it won't be until I'm really deep into the writing and revisions that I really make that decision with my editor.
Cool. I can think of tons more subjects you could write about.
Yes. Well, and all of this has kind of led to, I have another book in the mix too, that will be published by Tyndale. And that is an animal devotional So it's
Oh.
faith and science together. And we're calling it, give me a moment, Quirky Critters 52 Wild Wonders for Kids.
That's a long title.
Well, the 52 Wild Wonders for Kids is the subtitle.
Okay.
So Quirky Critters.
Wild Wonders for Kids. And it's a journal or a devotional?
Devotional.
Devotional. So every week you read a little bit of that. Cool.
Yeah. However, and even though it's 52, they can choose to read once a week. They could read it every day because there won't be dates in it.
Right.
So
that's cool. When is that coming out?
2024.
Okay.
So we're deep in the revisions, like back and forth, like we're in round 2 of revisions with the editorial team and myself. So pretty cool.
Yeah, good. I'm still struggling through my first draft of Emmeline, the second book. So I know what I want. I know what the core about it is to be, but I'm part of a group now that's in London. It's called Historical Fiction Society, and I've actually enrolled in a group so that I have classes, I have accountability, I have dates that I have to have things in. Here's my goals. Here's what I'm going to do. And then I have these classes. I have question and answers, and I have critiques by 2 people on my work, and then I have to return another bit of writing by the 19th.
And is the group all kidlit, or is it general historical fiction?
It's general, but it's historical fiction. So it's all historical fiction writing.
Yeah, so that's great.
Any place in history.
Right. And that's
not just kids.
One of the wonders about writing history.
They don't have too many young adult people in there, but they do have some.
Okay.
So
that's neat.
It's holding me accountable, which is good. I need that.
Yes, critique partners make all the difference. They really do.
Okay. Well, I'm really excited about your book. This just came out November 1st.
Yes.
And so pick up your copy for Christmas, or any of them really, for Christmas, and your kids will love them, I'm sure. And then don't forget to leave a review, because those reviews really mean a lot to an author.
Yes, they
Sometimes
do.
people won't even buy a book unless it has a certain number of reviews.
Yeah, so. And really, I read reviews to help me to know, is this the right book for me?
Yep.
And I think that's the case for a lot of people. Even if I'm shopping at my local bookstore, if somebody didn't recommend a book for me, if I'm going to request at my local bookstore a book or 2, I'm asking people for recommendations, or I spotted something that's like, well, it wasn't a personal recommendation from somebody I know, so I want to see what others are thinking. Yeah, it's one of those things that just spreading the word about books. And for your viewers, I also have I don't have a teacher's guide or educator's guide at my site yet, but for most of my books, I do have educator guides with lots of ELA as well as STEM activities, like 15, 19 activities, as well as some printable worksheets as well. So if that's interests you, please.
And I know there's
those
some
resources.
Teachers,
I don't create them just for me.
Yeah, I know there's some teachers that would like them, and that are in my audience. So Cynthia, I'm talking to you. What is one of your favorite things to do for Christmas and Thanksgiving area in your family? What do you have a tradition or anything that you do? Like after Thanksgiving, you put up your tree or anything?
We do put up a tree after Thanksgiving, but always after. I would say something that in the past couple of years, something that we've really enjoyed doing would be we buy instead of buying a gingerbread house kit, we buy these village kits, and there's 5 of us, and there are usually 5 little little houses in the kit, and so we each create a little house. One.
So you have a little village.
Yep. Okay. And then we also do an ugly sweater cookie contest.
Oh.
Yeah. So I guess something else that we do. We have a Jessie tree, which kind of I created it out of like cardboard and paper, and I put ornament like round flat paper ornaments on it that can be flipped over to kind of show the lineage of Jesus Christ and how and kind of the story, you know, God's big story leading up to Jesus. That's one thing that we don't do that as my kids are getting older. It's not something that we always do now. Sometimes we kind of change things up now that we're a lot busier, and sometimes they're wanting to do other things too instead. But one thing that my kids would be very disappointed in is if I did not make cinnamon rolls for Christmas morning.
Yes.
That's
Christmas.
something that I did it one year. And then the next year, well, what about the cinnamon rolls? We always do cinnamon rolls because we've done it once, of course.
That's exactly what happened to me too.
But I don't make them frequently now, and so it's a good time to do it.
Yeah,
Just
that's
kind of
the only
linger over
time.
breakfast and
That's the
enjoy
only
them.
time of the year once.
Yes.
I am famous for my gingerbread cookies though.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to send you the recipe
Okay.
because I know you like to bake.
And for better or worse.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for visiting with us today, and you have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you. Goodbye.
See you next time. Bye.